me just get back to where I was standing. Where'd my controller go? Oh, there it is. Wow, that is extreme. Is that yellow in real life? Wow, that camera is like, the world is yellow. The world is not that yellow. Just that. Hi, my phone battery is what we were streaming from, and it died. Color correction. That's what I want. Hue shift. My house is not that yellow. Oh my goodness. Is it the gamma? Oh, I need to change. My goodness. Well, at least it doesn't look as yellow as it did before. The microphone's so far away, I'm sorry. Okay, there's red. Let me adjust the blue a little bit. Okay, we are pink now, but that's better than how yellow it was. Because, like, I swear these covers are different. This is this is the new camera that I got not that long ago. So, hey, you can see my piles now. This is the pile to buy a different copy. This is the read, then, and toss pile. And then over here behind me, by the Aristophanes, and over here, this is the keep pile. Move pen. Okay. Let's just get this one over with. This is the Italian Renaissance Reader. An introduction to the major Italian writers and influential thinkers of the Renaissance. I'm sure this is a good book. However, the back of it is just covered in ants, in dead ants. So I don't remember reading this in college. I don't remember what it's about. I've got no idea. I don't know if this was like in relation to the yes, cat, the poetry that we read. Wow, wasn't it funny how well the phone was by comparison? However, I will say for like a 2-minute setup to turn the camera on and then get the microphone plugged in to the USB-C, this seems to be fine so far. So there you go, ease of setup. Honey? Oh, he's way over there. So I'm just going to put this in the donate pile because I don't remember this book. I've got no recollection in my mind about it at all. There's nothing in my poor little brain about it. And I think someone else will enjoy this more than I do because I have no idea. Move that over. I gotta bring my box back to me. Okay, so we cut out on the Tian, whatever that is. I have no idea what this book is. I think it might be like South American or something because it talks about like Cuchulainn. If anyone wants to research this, the Tian and the Tain, and the A has a little doodad on it. I have no idea what that book is. And then the other one we're getting rid of is the Italian Renaissance Reader. I don't remember reading this book at all. I've got no clue what it is. Okay. And then the last one from this pile is the Odyssey. Oh, we can keep the Odyssey. I don't mind keeping the Odyssey. What is this? Saw a page marker. Where'd it go? Come on. There it is. Oh, that was read page 2. Okay. This actually looks like it doesn't need to be wiped down at all. Yeah, one or two little cobwebs. Doesn't really smell like mildew, just smells like an old book. I don't know what those notes are about. What? Are you stuck? Come here. You can get through there. You fly through the air. What do you mean you can't get past a box of books? This cat. Here, if I move the box. There. See, your path is no longer blocked. Okay. He's right there. He's such a little baby. He's like, are you done yet? You've been there forever. Thank you for joining me for this, by the way, chat, because I would not be doing this. I would be in my pajamas, drinking chocolate milk, being a nice little potato. Actually, I would probably be listening to the D23, the Disney convention thing, was just on Labor Day weekend, and I would probably be listening to a podcast about what they did. Honestly, this is The Monkey, translated by Arthur Waley. Is this Journey to the East? No. This smells funny. Is this Journey to the East? And it's just been renamed Monkey in English? I don't remember reading this, but apparently I read it because I have page markers on it. Don't touch that. No. Tripitaka, whose pilgrimage to India is the subject of the story. This is Journey to the East, so we've renamed it Monkey in this version? Nope. The original book is indeed of immense length and is usually read in abridged forms. The method adopted in these abridgments is to leave the original number of separate episodes but drastically reduce them in length, particularly by cutting out dialogue. I have, for the most part, adopted the opposite principle, omitting episodes but translating those that are retained almost in full, leaving out, however, most of the incidental passages in verse which go very badly into English. So this is a abridged version of Journey to the East. What? You have your own bowl of water. You don't need these that have ants and stuff in them. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Walk forward. Come on. Just walk forward. No, don't. That's not for you. Hi. Come here. Come here. It's not for you. I know. I've invaded your space. Keep going. Go on. Go on. I know. Come on. Jump. Jump. Oh my goodness. Tao Te Ching is this book. Tao Te Ching. This is a Chinese religion book, if I remember correctly. There's another version of this book called the Tao Te Ching of Piglet, like Winnie the Pooh Piglet, where just like how the Winnie the Pooh stories are written of they break the fourth wall, that's how the Tao Te Ching of Piglet is written. Is basically a kid Piglet is asking how Tao Te Ching, the religion, works, and the adult is trying to explain it to them in kid language. And I got that from the library, I think. I don't think I have it here in this pile. I don't think I do. And even that was like really dense. And I'm like, I can't understand this. Because, like, look at that. The symbols and the language and stuff. Like, what is this? I will say this looks less dense than what I had before. So, like, here's talking about it, but then when you get to like the actual verses, it's like poetry, it looks like. And these are, I guess, translations. Yeah. These are translations of the lines of the doodads. So if we go verse 26. So after, okay. So this is the Tao Te Ching. This is verbatim translations to here. So, okay, this is the Tao Te Ching, this thin section. This is the verbatim translations. And then the rest of this is like the summary of what you just read. And then it has definitions. I'm going to keep this just to read the Tao Te Ching poetry sections, and I'm going to get rid of this. This is Tao Te Ching, the definitive edition by Lao Tzu, translation and commentary by Jonathan Starr. I'm so sorry the cover in here, the camera is just crap. Yeah. My room looks so pink now. It didn't look this pink before. All right. But it was so yellow before. Let me see if I can adjust that. Because now it's all pink. Oh, I bet it's because it's darker outside. So it's just having like a little thing. Come on. Try and move my mouse pad. Filters. It's so yellow. I don't know how to turn it so it's not yellow. That's the annoying thing. We got the yellow. I know we got the yellow filter. It's so bad. Because I can go like. It's so bad. I don't know how to fix this. Okay, let me get rid of this. I think you need to get rid of that one. So I think we need to turn down the saturation a bit. I don't know. We don't want that. This is so hard to do with my. Oh gosh, no. We could just be in grayscale, you know? Come on. Do we just want the stream to be in grayscale? Would that be better? They go blue and green. It's so hard to make any of this match anything. That looks so wrong. Here. It's so hard because you have to go off the red of Merriam-Webster, but then the floor is like also a thing that matters. Okay. I think that's just going to be what we're going to be stuck with, is a pinkish looking, pink yellowy blob is what we're going to get. Because I don't know how to fix it. Okay. Hi, cat. All right. So we have 3 piles left to go through still. So let's go through the dictionary pile. Let me put you guys right there. Okay. So first up is the Merriam. What? Yeah. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary. This was a resource book that I had in college. I'm not going through it at all. I have no reason to keep it. That's some of these books were just reference books when I was in college. Dictionaries are dictionaries. I don't need this. Someone else. I don't know. Will someone else want a dictionary? I don't know. Maybe someone will. This is John Hollander's Rhymes and Reasons, a guide to the English verse. It's so sad because like this has a little like ampersand kind of symbol on the front of the cover. I don't think you guys get to see that. But someone else will like this better than me. I don't know what this is. Is this poetry? John Hollander surveys the schemes, patterns, and form of English verse, enriching each variation with an original, witty, self-descriptive example. Yeah, so this is like an instruction of writing poetry and how that works. Thesaurus, not keeping you. Oh, wow, it has my name inscribed in it. That's kind of funny. A thesaurus for students. Well, do I keep it because it has my name in it? On a sticker? I mean, I'm not going to look at it in any regard. All right, this is a dictionary. This is actually the longest dictionary I've had in my possession. And I kind of want to hold on it just for that sake. That it's the longest dictionary I've had in my possession. It's not even that thick. Look how thin this baby is. So thin. But do I need it? Wow. So these two were a set. This dictionary and this thesaurus were a set because they both have stickers with my name on them. That's kind of funny. Yes. So I'll keep them. Was this that pink when I sat down? Or did it get pink because of it? It's not legal name. It is regular name. Sir. Sir. He's so done with me being here. Shakespeare's Sonnets and Poems. This gets to stay by default. It's like the Percy Jackson ones. It just gets to stay by default. It just gets to stay. It's one of my favorite books. Folger. Folger's Shakespearean Library. Shakespeare's Sonnets and Poems. So it has translations. So you open it up and it has a sonnet on your right side, and then on your left side it has the definitions of the words, because our definitions of the modern day might be different than definitions of the past. So that's what this is. And then the back. I found a misprint. I remember this. I was getting a picture of Asbel Lant from Tales of Graces. I was getting it printed so I could get an autograph on it, and this was the misprint, so I just used it as a bookmark. That's funny. That's so funny. I almost forgot and thought that was a ruined photo. Nope, it's intentional. It printed like that because the printer was running out of ink. That's funny. All right, so this gets to stay. What is this piece of paper in here? What is this? Oh, it's a print of sonnets in larger size. Got it. That's what that is. Okay. That gets to stay. put that with the thesauruses. Ovid, Metamorphoses. This is Greek stories. I'm trying to think if there was anything that wasn't Greek. This is one of those books that, like, I don't know if I'm going to read it again, but I'd be kind of bummed if I got rid of it. If I remember correctly, no, this isn't Symposium. This is something else. I was thinking this might be Symposium. It's not. Symposium's down there in the file. Translated and written by Charles. Translated with notes by Charles Martin. It's written by Ovid. The thing is Metamorphoses. This is Roman because it has Minerva in here. And Iole. And Delphos and stuff. I'm not sure what this is a story of. I actually would need to research what this is. Rome Begins at Troy is book 11. Yes, sir. Around and about the Iliad. Yes. Spoils of war and pangs of love. So this is in conjunction with the Iliad, but it seems like it's the Roman names. Maybe not. It says Agamemnon, Ares, and stuff. Or Naiads. I'll keep it. Will you move? Hi. Next up is The King Must Die by Mary Renault. In this ambitious, ingenious narrative, celebrated historical novelist, blah, blah, takes the hero Theseus and spins his myth into a fast-paced, exciting story. Renault starts with Theseus's early years, showing the mystery of his father's identity, his small stature, breed, the insecurities that spur his youthful hijinks. As he moves on to Elysius, Athens, and Crete, his jump. His playfulness. I lost my spot. His playfulness and fondness for pranks matures into the courage and attempt of singular heroic feats. So this is a retelling of Theseus' story by Mary Renault. This isn't my handwriting. Huh. This was a used book, though, when I got it. I don't think I'm going to read this. I'm just going to pass it on to somebody else. Otello! I likely won't read this. In fact, I could probably bet money I'm not going to read Otello. This is a Shakespearean Otello story. I'm sorry, Shakespearean fans. I don't think Otello is for me. I might read it in terms of like an audiobook. It does have the play itself in here. Yeah, someone else is gonna like Otello more than me. It's in decent condition. The whatever's on the cover here is like an older stain than my aunt's, than my aunt cred that happened. This has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stickers of going through bookstores. So, but someone else will like this more than me. What is this? The Tempest. Also Shakespeare. This smells like an old book. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to keep this just because of how tiny the book physically is. So the actual story of the Tempest looks like it might be... Oh, okay. The Tempest is written just like how the Sonnets is. On the right is the story, and then on the left is the definitions of words that might have changed over time. So that's how that is set up. Yeah. And then it ends with a modern perspective of the Tempest. I'm not going to read this. I know I'm not going to read it. Um, Actually, let me put. Well, I was just thinking I have a friend that reads Shakespeare. They might want this, but if they read Shakespeare, they probably already have those. Aeschylus. The Orestia. This is Agamemnon, the Liberation Bearers, and Eumenides. So my Greek class and Roman class, we got a whole bunch of these stories, and that just included us buying a whole bunch of stories and stuff to read. I actually read this. I have notes in here. I don't remember reading this. I have notes that I wrote in here that are my handwriting and my style of notation. So I actually read this. I don't remember it. So I have Aeschylus 1, and apparently there's Aeschylus 2. So this is Penguin Classics 1. This one is translated by Robert Fagles. This one is translated by David Green and Richmond Lattimore. Is those two. Someone is going to find these like super amazing. The Euripides 5. This is David Green and Richard Lattimore. Sexy naked lady, because Greek stuff. This is the complete Greek tragedies. This has okay. Aeschylus 1 is the Orestia, which has Agamemnon, the libation bearers, and the Eumenides. Aeschylus 2 has the supplement maidens and the Persians. And then the Seven Against Thebes and Prometheus Bound are in those two books. And then in Euripides 5 is Electra, the Phoenician woman, and the Bacchae? It's a Greek word. For those ones. And then here, Sophocles, the three Theban plays of Antigone, Oedipus the King, and Oedipus at Colonus. For those ones. Another bookmark. This one is Fée de Fluorite from Tsubasa, Reservoir Chronicles. I read part of this, but I don't remember. If I don't remember these books, it means I didn't like them. So therefore, there's no reason to keep them. Is kind of the logic that I'm going with right here. Sophocles 2 has Ajax, woman of Trachis, and again Electra and Philoctetes. So they had us buy different books to make sure we got all the stories. So that's why Electra is repeated twice, at least. Okay, these three is Dante's Inferno, Dante Purgatorio, and Dante Paradiso. I'm gonna hold on to these because I like these editions when I read the Inferno. So see how fat the Inferno is. It's actually half that because the left is the original and then the right is the English. I read through this book in 3 hours in one day, maybe 4 hours. I sat down and I started like making dinner and stuff in the living room in college, and I didn't put it down. I was sucked into reading this book. The translation was so well done. It's poetic, it's lyrical. This is translated by Alan Mandelbaum. I think he did all three. Yeah, Alan Mandelbaum did all three of these. So I never got into reading Purgatorio. And I never got into reading Paradiso. But Inferno was super good. So I think, honestly, my brain just cannot handle it. If I'm not super into the content, I cannot handle reading the books as quickly as we were in college as a requirement, you know? So these three are staying. If I can find new versions of these translations, I would, but otherwise these three get to stay. Put them over there. What is this? Symposium? No, this is a poetry book, if I remember correctly. This is Scrunk and White, The Elements of Style. This is a writing instruction book, basically, of how to like find your voice with writing, whether it's memoirs or autobiographies or whatever. So this box is a donation giveaway. Sappho, translated by Mary Bernard. This is poetry. with like basically no writing on it. It is, looks like it's mostly 4 to 5 lines of each thing. So you'd probably finish reading this in a day. And then it just has a very long footnote and then notes at the end. But Sappho itself is actually like short. Okay, what's this? Ah, here it is. Symposium. Symposium was written by Plato. One of the few things that we care about when we read Plato's stuff. You know, Plato, Atlantis, Plato, not Plato. The Symposium is an actual symposium. So 5, 6, 10, whatever people, guys get together and they have an argument about about theology and religion and stuff like that. So that's Plato Symposium. This is translated by Robin Waterfield, Oxford World Classics. Even if I never read this again, I know that I enjoyed it when I read it, so I'm going to keep it on my shelf. Wilbur Smith, Warlock. I think I need to buy a new version of this book. It has been well loved. I've actually only read it through 2 or 3 times, but this is probably, wow, look at that bookmark. This is probably the oldest book that I own, that I bought. I bought this book brand new. And look at the cover. Look at how there's creases and tears, and like, this is why, like, on the one hand, I don't like softbacks, because they just get destroyed. If you really enjoy reading your books, and I carried this book with me. Like, when I was in high school, I think is when this book came out, I literally carried this book with me every single day to read it. And it's dark and it's grim and it has violence and stuff in it, but it is so enrapturingly interesting to me. This is going to go into a pile to get another copy of it. So let me do a little box. Warlock. And apparently Wilbur Smith. Apparently Warlock is part of a series. I believe it's a trilogy, and I think this is book 2 or 3, but I read this as a standalone and it functioned perfectly fine as a standalone. I believe book 1 is about so Warlock is the main character, and I believe book 1 is about him getting his magic in ancient Egypt. So this takes place during like King Tutankhamun's time. All right, this book gets to stay. Sewing Made Easy. This is how I taught myself to sew. This is a resource book that is from like the 50s or whatever. It has, ignore the dust jacket. This looked like crap when I got it off of Amazon. This book has everything, whether it's a machine instruction or pocket instructions or curtains or zippers or clothing or darts or pleats or whatever. This is literally photographs and explanations of leather and cotton and twill and how to do sleeves and lengthening and sizing and kids clothes and quilts and embroidery things. Like, this is, if you are going to learn to sew, whether it's by machine or by hand, get this book, Sewing Made Easy by Dorothy Sara. You don't need to read it. It's a resource book that you pick up when you need it because it is so good. Okay, the last one in this pile is, oh, this is heavy, Handbooks for Writers, Lynn Quintman, Troika, Douglas Hayes. What happened to this book? It's like bent. I'm not holding it funny. It actually is like curvatured down. This is a resource book. Yeah, this is all a resource book. I'm going to pass this on to somebody else because somebody else will get use out of this. I bought this in college as like a college resource book for my papers. It's not, I don't believe this is for APA or MLA style. I think this is just writing in general. It's so heavy. Oh my God. Okay. Oops. Sorry. Put you over there. We are down onto the final pile, guys. Oh my goodness. What is this book? Guns, Germs, and Steel. I'm getting rid of this book. This book is a layman who thinks he understands guns, germs, and steel and how they have shaped our planet, especially American history. And he has so much shit wrong. And yet this is a New York Times bestseller because it's a layman and it's not written technical, and there's so much stuff wrong in this book. We got this book so that we could read it in conjunction with I don't know if I have it here. There it is. I do have it. We got Guns, Germs, and Steel. Oh, let's see a bookmark. It's a little link bookmark with a little bird. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see that. He's got a little red bird with him on a cloud in the sky. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, there's no artist. People need to do artist credits for whoever this is. I'm gonna take pictures and show it to you guys on Twitter because it's so cute. Look at that. Oh, I wish the camera would like focus. It's so cute. So, Guns, Germs, and Steel is the crappy layman's term version, right? The actual one you want is Plows, Plagues, and Petroleum by William F. Rudman. So Rudman gets to stay. Jared Diamond, you piece of shit. You can go somewhere else. Petroleum, Plagues, Plows. This is the one you want. This is the one you want. That one gets to stay. I think most of this pile gets to stay. Changing Minds. This is the art and science of changing our own and other people's minds by Howard Gardner. Is this psychology? This is psychology. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So Changing Minds is a book that you would read in conjunction with Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. Because I'm keeping Aristotle, I'm going to keep this, but I don't know if I'll ever read it again. I'll hold on to it in my maybe pile and paw through it, and then I'll decide if I want to keep it or not. Next up is, okay, y'all know that I'm a science nerd, right? And I watch history and documentaries and stuff. Neil Roberts, The Holocene, and Environmental History. This is a very dense book. It is so flippin' interesting. So, you know how people talk about the global warming and the hockey puck and all that stuff? The hockey stick for global warming. No, global warming started 14,000, 13,000 years ago with the advent of the Holocene. This is a fantastic science book. It is, when I read it, it was upper division science literature class. You need to have a very high level of reading comprehension and a lot of patience to understand this kind of book. It's really well done though. If you can get through the reading comprehension of it for the Holocene, this is a good book. But I will, same thing with the Plows, Plagues, and Petroleum. Yeah, you just need a higher level. After the Ice is Global Human History of 20,000 to 5,000 BC. Do I want to keep this? I mean, I could. I don't know if I'll read it again. I'm gonna wash my clothes after this because I'm just gonna be covered in stuff. Just saw a map and I want to see it again. Here you go. I might keep it. Apparently, I actually did read this because I have highlights and stuff in it. Interesting. Oh, it's in decent condition. I'll keep it just so I can get rid of it later after I paw through it. What are you? The Diving Bell and the Butterfly is another autobiography memoir book. This one, however, is really interesting because there's a movie out about it. Basically, high-flying, rich bastard adrenaline junkie gets injured while skiing or skydiving or something, and the only way that he can communicate with the outside world is by blinking his eyes open and closed. um he's aware of everything around him. He can see, he can hear, he can taste, he can smell, but he cannot move his body. He can only move his eyes and blink. That's all he can do. He's completely bedbound. And so this book was written by him, Jean Dominique Bauby. This book was written by him having a woman sit next to him, or a man or whoever sit next to him, and go letter by letter, word by word, to write this book. And it's he's never cured, right? It's an incurable injury. But it's a really interesting insight into someone's mind who was at the top of their game and then immediately gets hit in the face and just smacked down. The Diving Bell and the Butterfly. It's not a very long book. It's like 120 pages or so. Yeah, 120 pages. Really good read. Not sad, just somber, right? Yeah, somber. What are you? A School for My Village. This is another memoir biography. I'm not going to hold on to this book. I don't even really remember what this was about, but it was the text at the top says, "A Promise to the Orphans of Nyack," written by Twaisagi Jackson Kaguri with Susan Urbanek Linval. If you've ever doubted your ability to impact the lives of others, read this story and it will change your mind and heart. This was previously published as The Price of Stones. Jimmy Carter comments on this: an aspiring account of turning tragedy into hope for others. Can one person really make a difference? The author overcame tremendous odds to help the AIDS orphans in his village in Uganda. This is his unforgettable story. Growing up on his family's small farm, Kaguri worked long hours for his taskmaster father. His parents were barely able to afford to send him to school, but he succeeded, eventually becoming a visiting scholar at Columbia University. Returning to his home years later, Kaguri was overwhelmed by the plight of AIDS orphans and vowed to build them a tuition-free school, weaving together tales from his youth with the inspiring account of founding the school and changing the lives of many children. A School for My Village will touch the heart of every reader. I vaguely remember reading this, but I couldn't tell you what it was about, other than what I just read to you. My memory of reading this does not exist at all. A School for My Village or The Price of Stones might be a good read for somebody. I'm gonna give that away. What is this? Ugh. Climate Change in Prehistory. Good book. I only somewhat remember this book. It's another one of those upper division science books. Where it's really, 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 really dense. I have not found my bookmark that I was looking for after all this. Climate Change in Prehistory, The End of the Reign of Chaos by William J. Burroughs, Cambridge. So the college class that I took, the instructor had us read 2 books over the course of 10 weeks. The first one, we read Guns, Germs, and Steels, and then Plows something Petroleum. And then the other one was The Holocene and Climate Change Prehistory. So we read 2 books in conjunction with each other. That's all the books. I have a pile of dirt next to me. So, let me just pick you up. I have a fair bit of books to get rid of, which I don't mind. Guns, Germs, and Steel, I do not mind saying goodbye to at all. These books will only live in this box for like a day. I'm gonna move them into a bag. Oh, because I can't move that box. But that's not too bad. So the books I'm going to buy definite new copies of from Barnes & Noble if I can will be Warlock and the Last Olympian will be those two books that I'll try and get. And then books that I'm keeping are this pile over here. Looks like I'm keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So 25 books for sure are staying. Keep in mind, some of these are the Percy Jackson books. And then books that I'm going to get rid of will be this stack. Stitches is at the bottom, the David Small book. And I'm kind of tempted just to like migrate that on because I don't think I'm going to read that. Honestly. Yeah. Let me do this now. I'm not going to read Changing Minds, so let me move Changing Minds into the donate, get rid of pile. Tao Te Ching I'll read, Monkey I'll read, Throne of Fire I'll get to eventually, Demigods and Monsters. I've had this book since it launched. I really doubt I'm going to read it now, but I might find it more interesting now. These are the read and then get rid of. Arabian Nights and the Hans Christian Andersen ones. Oh, okay. So Stitches, we're going to get rid of Stitches. The David Small Stitches book, because I've read it once. I really don't think I'm going to read it a second time. It's not a bad comic book, graphic novel, autobiography thing. Unless I read it this weekend, which I don't think I'm going to do because I have other books that I have from the library that I'd rather read instead. I might give this to a friend to read. That's what I'll do. I'll hold on to this book as a thing for a friend to read. To see. Sorry, my cat's right next to me, behind me, sleeping. He looks so cute. Put that right there. And then the Aeneid with Virgil. I don't think I'm going to keep that. Someone else will enjoy it more than me. Because I used to keep, my excuse used to be keep the Aeneid and keep the Iliad because the Aeneid retells the Iliad. But if I like the Iliad better than the Aeneid, why am I keeping the Aeneid? You know? Okay. And then the Aristophanes, yeah, keeping those. I'm still not sold on the Hans Christian Andersen book. When I was at the store today, I actually saw a thing that was like Hans Christian Andersen stories, but I don't think it was all of them, whereas this is the complete fairy tales and stories. So I think I will keep that. The Arabian Nights, let me put that in the keep pile. Oh, okay. Arabian Nights, I'm only going to read I'm going to read the Aladdin and the 40 Thieves, I think, are the two that I'll read in here, and then I'm going to destash this. So put that there. Demigod Files. So the Demigod Files is apparently actually written by Rick Riordan, so I'm going to keep this at least to read to see what it is. And then I'll get rid of it. Demigods and Monsters. It sounds like it's essays by people who may or may not have actually read the Percy Jackson books. And that's what makes me hesitant about it, because if they're commenting on Dionysus without reading the Dionysus character that's in the Percy Jackson books, then I'm not as interested. Throne of Fire. This is book 2 from the Kane Chronicles. Yeah. And then Monkey, Tao Te Ching. Yeah, those can stay. And then After the Ice can stay. Okay. So, not too bad overall. I have a pile to eventually get rid of, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. That's not too bad. And I found a couple of bookmarks, but I did not find the bookmark I was looking for. Poop. I have no idea where that bookmark is then. Sucks. That was a really good bookmark. I liked it a lot. It was it's like this, the link and then this lady, where it's a piece of paper and it's laminated, and it's, because it's laminated, it's durable, it holds up. But I found several other bookmarks, so that's good. I'm tired. I'm tired. Um let me okay. What time is it? Only 9. I'm trying to think if I want to do Harvestella tonight or if I just want to do the Genshin stuff and then just be a potato. I'm going to be a potato. So I'm going to let you guys go, and then tomorrow we will pick up Harvestella, because I think what I really want to do is I want to do the Genshin stuff, unless it's story stuff. Is it really next week? Are you serious? I haven't even done the Star Rail. I haven't done the new chapter in Star Rail. Oh yeah, it's in September. The not anniversary is September. I thought it was the end of September for some reason. What do I have left in Genshin? I have the side quest things to do in Fontaine to get the Oculus, to finish Fontaine, and I need to finish getting all the Oculus in Notlon. Most of the stories are all done. So Monday is when I'm going to Barnes and Noble, and then Wednesday I'm out for doctor's appointments with my mom, I believe. So I won't be able to do anything. And Tuesday I could do stuff Tuesday, early on Tuesday, but not later on Tuesday. So there's that. And then somewhere around here, I put them somewhere safe. Famous last words. Is my pile of stuff from the library. Oh, it's over here, way behind me. I got a bunch of stuff from the library. So the Star Rail one does not have gems that vanish if you don't do them right away, I don't think, does it? No, I don't think so. I want to play Harvestella more than I want to play Genshin stuff. Although I know that I'm too potato right now from doing this lovely thing. And I need to clean up the mess here next to me with all these dead bugs that you can't see because my feet are here, but just below my leg. My pants are covered in ant body pieces. So I have to clean this mess up. I need to get dinner. Tomorrow we will do Harvestella, because I don't think I have the energy to do it tonight. I think I just kind of want to be potato the rest of the evening. And the other thing I have to do is I have to put these books up onto the shelf. And let me get up and I'll show you this shelf. So, because I have a camera, I can just give you a little tour. So let me pick you up. Which way do we go? So if we look over here, here's my cat just being a nice little potato. And then over here, you can see there is a skeleton stuffed bear thing. The books in front of it, those are the 4 manga books that I have to read. And then just past him, you can see a white bookshelf. That bookshelf is the bookshelf that these books are going to go in. So this isn't that bad of a pile. I cannot access my treadmill now, though. It's completely covered in books. But this isn't that bad for getting stuff all taken care of and whatnot. So, yeah, not too bad. So I'm going to go be a potato. So this box is going to be the stuff that we will donate off to somebody else to take care of. And then I have the 2 books that I'm going to look for brand new copies of on Monday at Barnes & Noble. I have the pile of books to either skim through or just get rid of entirely after I've at least poked my head inside them. And then from the Red Book of Hans Christian Andersen, and then the Percy Jackson pile and the Diving Bell and the Butterfly, those big stacks there, those get to stay. So I'm going to clean up the floor mess that's right here. Look at my lovely cat. He's so beautiful. I'm going to clean up the floor mess, and then I'm going to, I think I'll reheat my dinner while I'm cleaning because it's going to take like 15 minutes for the pizza to reheat itself up. But I will see you guys tomorrow. At some point, we'll do Harvestella. I'm thinking 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm thinking is a good ballpark, somewhere in that range. And then we'll just do Harvestella. And then if I feel like it, we might do Honkai Star Rail, but it depends on how I feel because I really would just rather do Star Rail. So look at how red and magenta my cat is. He is not this magenta. He is actually a beautiful orangey color. All right. So let me put this back where it was. There we go. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow, approximately 2 p.m. for Harvestella. Thank you for hanging out with all this book chaos. It's been a doozy. It's been a doozy. But we have books taken care of. Looks fantastic. All right. Bye.